Today's episode of Palworld is a little unusual. I have prepared a script because of technical issues I will probably mention later in the video. I'm doing a dub of this as I see it. I can see that the pals are watering the berry plantations from quite a distance. I'm not sure if this is a bug, but I'm actually pretty sure it's a bug. Yeah, I think it's a bug. That section of the video was at the regular speed to show what was happening with that particular bug. What's going on? It's at like 8x speed, and I guess there's a wandering merchant. All right. Alright, so we're cooking some... And we're on fire. We're still on fire. We're running. Yeah, we're rolling. And the fire's out now that we got in the water. Okay. So, later on in the video, I think we find another bug. Right now it looks like we're throwing out celery for some reason. Probably an accident. And then we're upgrading our capture power. Okay. Yeah. Yep. Then we're checking out the enhanced pals, and I think I didn't enhance any. Yeah. Now we're back at 8x speed. And looks like we're building oh, we got a cooler now. Alright, we're cooking stuff. Okay. Oh, I see. Celery was attempting to attack something, and I didn't know what was going on. And it looks like it's just trying to attack this chickpea over here, but it just keeps hitting the ground that's in the way. And I thought that was kind of funny. And then I noticed these daydreams over here, and I noticed they're getting kind of close to my base border. Not exactly yet, but you know, I haven't caught many daydreams, so I just decided to try and catch them. And I got the first one pretty easily. That second one, though, yeah. Second one pulled the escape routine a few times. And it looks like if it broke out again, it probably would have been done for. Because I probably would not have gotten it captured in time. Okay, yeah, we're cooking and we're reorganizing a whole bunch of stuff. And then we're feeding pals. And at this point, I'm trying to assign the Kdenlive to the cooler box. It keeps picking stuff up, so I went ahead and picked up a lot of the stuff. And then I also put some eggs in the cooler box because I figured that might be what was causing him to not accept assignment, if there is no food in there. And then I start cooking again. Then I build another campfire because that actually does affect the incubation now. You can have multiple campfires to boost the heat rating. Alright, so at some point in this video, I noticed the workspeed stat was changing when I moved pals out of the pal box and into the base. This happened more than once. It kept changing. If anyone knows anything about this workspeed stat being like why it's variable, I would appreciate an explanation in the comments. At the end of this, you'll see what happened. But it was unexpected. And at this point, I'm trying to move the PAL box slightly so that the PALs will, will mine the ore that I want them to. And then I started just changing names of the PALs because I was trying to figure out which PALs I wanted to assign to the base, and I wrote them down if I thought they had good stats. But right here, you can see me going back and forth a lot between the PALs and trying to figure out which ones have the best stats. But when I take some of them out, I notice that their work speed stat changes from when they were in the box. So I don't know why that was happening. So here's a spoiler. At the end of this, my game crashes. Since the crash, I've updated the drivers, and I've got a temperature reading on my desktop panel thing, so I can see what the temperatures are of the components in the computer now. And I've also made it so the game is windowed. This playthrough is not windowed, but the next one probably will be. Yeah, I let someone else play it, and they had issues with crashes too. I figured they would, even after I changed it to windowed mode. But it did stay up for a long time on one of their playthroughs. They thought that it had something to do with like items spawning or being spawned. I don't know. Yeah, we'll see what's going on here. It looks like I swapped the lucky pals into the base, and I don't know if I keep them in there or not. I think eventually I just like gave up on trying to get the best ones because the work speed stat kept changing and I was really confused about it. Oh, and the reason this whole episode is not the reason this whole episode is not gameplay with commentary, well, it has commentary, you know, but it's not while I'm playing. This is like a post dub commentary, and I don't normally do this, but my recording device crashed for my voice recording as well. So here we are. Oh, and the character's starving now. So I went ahead and ate some food. Yeah. Okay. So I think I figured out what I wanted to do. Oh, and you'll notice that my health gets drained whenever I stand by the fires. Like, all the heat, it's too much for regular, for the clothes that I have on in game. And yeah, here I am trying to figure out which of the pals, which of the land balls had the best work speed. And I think I started noticing that the one I put out, the work speed changed after I put it out. So this is the part of the video where I decided I was going to destroy the PAL box and slightly move it so the PALs could mine ore that was previously slightly out of range from the base borders. I did have to replace several workstations and an egg incubator, but at least I didn't have to rebuild the entire base from scratch. I was attempting to get this Palworld episode out on every Wednesday. I don't know if I'm gonna try to keep that up anymore. I might still try to record one every week, but I'm not committing to it though. Okay, so let's see. I've noticed the crashes tend to happen about an hour and a half, 2 hours in. But I think I noticed when one of my friends was playing, and this is playing on my computer. It wasn't necessarily always that when they were playing. I did change the settings right before they started playing, but I think one of the times it was shorter, and one of the times it was about what the time I expected, and then the last time it lasted a lot longer than I expected. So it might have something to do with items being on the ground, if what they thought was right. Okay, so this is a part where a raid occurred. Toko implode unit raid. So you can see I have the bow out, and I have a Tansy, and the Tansy defeated a Chickpea, but I think that was a base Tansy, not my partner pal Tansy. And I'm shooting toward the Tokos with my bow. Then I start trying to capture one of them. And I try to throw balls at the other one, but yeah, it just keeps finning him off. So I don't recommend trying to capture these guys if they're full health. Especially with the blue balls. Alright. So we caught one of them, and the other one escaped from the first ball we threw at it. And pretty sure the Tansy was attacking it. And then, you know, you saw what happened. So I was feeling pretty good at this point, because I caught 2 Tokos, pals that I don't think I've seen in this playthrough. And then I started removing beds that were no longer considered in the base and replacing them. And then I started replacing other buildings, like this hot spring, or hot tub, whatever you want to call it. And then I started adding chests for the stones. Then I reassigned the inglet again to the cooler. And you can see we swapped out fox sparks for rubies. I think it was just because of their work speed. They might actually have better skill for fire, though, for cooking and all that. Okay. So now I'm making pal spheres after I picked up resources and placed them in chests. And yeah, I think I did a bunch of tech tree stuff. Alright. Then we're making some nails with our gigantic Katiba. And then we made a high quality workbench. And a mega shield. And we equipped the mega shield. Oh, and we did make a ranch earlier. We had one before, but it disassembled whenever we disassembled the base. The PAL box, I mean. Alright, well, here's something you can look around for if you're bored. What is GRAS? Do you know what it means for food to be generally recognized as safe for consumption, particularly within the United States of America? But don't look that up right now, unless I am your second monitor, Marty. I need to get that sweet watch time from you. Thanks. Thanks for watching and or listening. So to recap, if anyone uses Linux and has had similar issues with a Dell monitor or with Palworld in particular, either of the above, and has had some success in remedying the issue of the monitor going black during gameplay, and any advice would be appreciated. But the only solution I found after it just goes in the, it seems like it goes in the power saving mode, and I can still hear it. I can still hear the audio, but I just have to turn the computer off to get it to respond when this happens. Yeah. I'm looking through the PAL box again, trying to figure out what I wanted to put as new PALs for the base. Oh. Alright. And now is when we decided to go out and accidentally throw a ball. But what we're really doing is going out with Dire Howl. And I believe this is one that has better stats than the other one. Or at least what I thought had better stats than the other one. And then False Alarm, we're not actually going out because we don't have enough beds, and I feel bad about that. So we decide to go ahead and make the beds while we're right here. I accidentally throw another ball at the ground, I think. And then me and the Tansy make those beds. Now we go. Alright. So we see another Daydream. And Dire Howl starts attacking it. And I throw a ball. Not even close. And the Daydream fends off the one I did throw at it. Twice. And then I waited for it to go up to 53% and threw the ball at it after that. So that's like my fourth catch on a Daydream. And as you can see, the brightness is up. I've had little signs up there for when brightness is up or the playback speed is turned up. And Depresso got defeated. I didn't want him to, but that's just how it goes when you're trying to catch Depresso. I threw the Celery thinking it would go after the deers, but it went after a Cremis instead. Oh, and this video took a lot longer to make than I would have liked. So I'm not saying to like the video or to subscribe, but it would be appreciated. You know, I would appreciate it. And if you say, hey, I liked the video, I'll say thanks, thank you, or something like that. Or maybe I won't respond. But if I do say thank you, you know, that would be cool, right? It won't be cringe, right? I'm out of script. I'm just reading from nothing. I'm just making this up now. This is me unscripted again. Okay. Yeah, we're going down here to the beach to have a good time. By which I mean attempting to catch a couple of Cremis. Cremeses. Yeah. You think we're gonna capture this? Oh, he escaped. Cheeky bastard.
Yeah.
And yeah. Okay, so this is that is the exact moment that it stopped recording. And I probably still heard the audio when this was going on, but instead of this screen, it was a black screen. And well, thanks for watching. Y'all have a good night, and hopefully some more bug fixes come soon. The video is over. Go away.